well, our little wayfarer has returned. You're looking in a lot better nick than when we first found you, I must say. I've been paying mind to what you've been up to round here. Seems you're not a bad sort, the old mucker. So listen, I got an opportunity for you. You can keep on doing odd jobs for us, help out here and there for a few tickets, or you can step up to the big game. I'm offering you the chance to join the ranks of the vagabonds. Join our family proper. Your blood becomes our blood. Our fate becomes your fate. What do you say? Weapons, armor, support, a bit of status in the streets, and protection if you're ever in a corner. Us vagabonds look after our own. Now, we ain't the only gang about, but unlike the rest, we ain't leeches. We ain't lording it over others, and we ain't fucking lunatics. You want to be someone's pawn? Go somewhere else. You want to be part of a real community? This is the place to be. Truth be told, I'm not sure of you myself. But Blind Nelson says he smells something special about you. And I'd be fucking balmy to ignore his nous. I've got me some big plans coming up. And if you've got the right skills, you could play a big part in them. In a word, revenge. We've been at war with the fucking Isle of Dogs syndicate for 10 years. And for too much of that, we've been on the back foot. We need to switch things up. Take the war to them and win it. Win it for good. One step at a time, eh? That's a big enough job for now. Glad your gun's on our side. That's what I like to hear. But now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I still have a task for you before you join proper. We're on a war footing, and every new recruit has to prove their value for the effort. You want to join the vagabonds? You gotta show your loyalty and your worth. The job is straightforward. Put down a dog and bring me its collar. Not just any dog, though. I want the blood of a syndicate enforcer captain, and I want its lapel pin in my hand as proof of the deed. Do that and you'll truly be one of us. Speak to Nelson for more info. The other lieutenants can kit you out with some gear.
All done.
What can I get you? Take a look. Goodbye.
If you hang around, wouldn't hurt none. We need the number. Hey there, young'un. Not from these ends, are you? My name's Sid. The boys here call me Sabretooth. I'm looking for a little help with something. I can make it worth your while. Listen here. I'm only telling you this as you're an outsider. But I'm no good with my letters, see? My ma always wanted me to learn them. But my dad said it would make me weak in the head. Well, I'm getting old now. And I've had my share of adventures, but my one big regret is never learning how to read proper. Maybe now I can finally play catch-up. But I don't want the boys here knowing about this. That's why I'm looking for help from someone like you. I've got a little something special for you. If you can get me the goods I need. You in? Thing is, there's bugger all to read round here. some old menus and magazines, but no proper books. And I need me some books if I want to learn proper reading. You ever hear of a library? Used to be loads of them before the war, all full of books. They're mostly ruined now, but there's a few still about. There's one not far from here, in fact. Simple enough, but mine for the ghouls about. Get me 3 or 4 books in decent nick, and I'll give you something special in return. Nothing too hard. Kid stuff even. I'll need to start out simple. If you can find it, there's a little story called Dove's Dilemma I remember from when I was young. It'd be nice to see you again. Thanks.
More bodies getting shite done never hurt anything.
Boy, wipe that smarmy look off your face before I have one of my friends do it for you. What, you think we don't know these places are dumb? I bloody knew it. Look at the stones on this one, talking to me like that. The name's John the Screw. I'm the one in charge of fixing up this pub that you so clearly think you're better than. Yeah, bit of a dodgy nickname for someone like me, innit? Sebastian and the boys almost skinned me alive when I first introduced myself. Thought I was a prison guard, they did. Vagabonds and prison go together like tea and Marmite. Hard to blame them, I guess. But when I explained that they call me the Screw because I'm handy with tools, we was right as rain. Hell no. The Swan and Mitre used to be the finest pub this side of the Thames. The Jewel of Bromley it was, right up until those pikey twats from the Isle of Dogs trashed the place. We've been trying to rebuild ever since, and if it weren't for those balmy nutters over at Bromley DIY, we might well be done by now. You know what? That gives me a brilliant idea. How would you like to make a few tickets for a quick job? Well, the reason the Swan still looks like the town tip isn't because I've been sitting on my arse doing nothing. We're up to our eyes in repairs and running low on supplies, fast. Typically I'd send one of the leads down to Bromley DIY to pick up what we need, but the last time I did, a junkie blindsided him with the business end of a sledge. Now nobody wants to go near the place, but you seem like an hard sort. If you were to go take care of the hooligans down at the DIY so we can continue our work, I'd certainly make it worth your while. Mad as a bag of chemmed up ferrets they are, and dangerous. You ever seen a junkie grip a hammer when they're backed into a corner? Knuckles as white as the Queen's arse. But, you know, keep them at arm's length and you should be aces. Brilliant, mate. You're doing me a huge favour. Bromley DIY is just up the road. You can't miss it. My mother wanted me to be a farmer, but I get my hands dirty in other ways.
What you after? Sure, I guess you need the right weapon for the job. You fancy a shooter or a slicer? Right, here you go. More bodies getting shite done never hurt anything.
Lots to dig through if you want to find any valuables.
What you after? Lead. Yeah, lead. Heavy stuff. Need it for making more ammo? Go get me some. Good sport. Look where you're going.
If you hang around, we need the numbers.
All right, labrat. What can I do for you? Gaunt wants more fill of blood, eh? Time to kill us some more doggies. Ah, well. If that's your job, then I can help you live through it, I hope. If you're planning a straight fight, then I can give you some armour. But if you want to be all tactical like, then you can't go wrong with some well-timed grenades. Sure thing. Here you go. My mother wanted me to be a farmer. But I get my hands dirty in other ways.
Didn't your mum teach you better?
How you doing, mate? Hey, no trouble. I had fresh deliveries of chems and medicines today. Which would you rather have your mitts on? Fair dues, mate. Here you are.
Poor body's getting shite done. Never heard anything.
Hello, young plum. You ain't heard? The Syndicate done in his mum and dad. Happened about 10 years ago at what we call the Red Treaty. Was supposed to be a peace treaty. Gabriel Gaunt joining with Thomas Black to form a united front after driving out the Normans. But Black took the opportunity to take out the whole senior leadership of the Vagabonds, and out of the wreck he grabbed most of East London. I was right there, standing next to Gabriel when they shanked him. Last thing I saw was him slumping to the ground whilst they grabbed his Mary. Last thing I saw. Then, instead of killing me, they plucked my eyes out. Said I would be the only witness, and that's all I could live for. A cruel one, that Black. Cruel and clever. He wanted me to live as a show of what happens when something gets in his way. Aye, and what a useful prop I've been since. He were only young, but he took over the gang as soon as news broke of what happened. It were hard at first, but we stuck by him and he's kept the gang going. I'm right proud of the lad, I'll tell you that. Gladly. Help? I can't help with that. Can't even see enough to help you. Ha ha! You gotta do this on your own. No hand-holding. But I'll give you a bit of background so you know what you're in for. The Syndicate has an enforcement division known by locals as the Sniffers. Their whole job is to keep the peace, as they call it, meaning meting out a bit of the old ultra-violence against anything they consider subversive. Pretty cruel bunch by all accounts. They tend to wander around in small groups round Millwall, looking for trouble. You'll find a few round Tower Hamlets and the Dome too. Each group has a captain, and they're usually smart and tough. You want to get that pin off their collar, you gotta be smarter and tougher. And they ain't the complacent type, so don't expect no shortcuts here. Like I said, no hand-holding on this one. You're on your own, I'm afraid. Do please try not to die. If you hang around, it wouldn't hurt none. We need the numbers.
how goes the hunt? Is there a problem, or are you just enjoying the silence? Well, well, I wasn't sure you had it in you, me old China. Very well done indeed. And good riddance to the dirty dog you scrubbed to get this. Keep this pin. Your first trophy is something to hold on to with pride. And take these threads. You're one of us now. So you're welcome to the vagabond too. Now, I told you I had some big plans coming up. Come see me and the boys in the lounge and I'll tell you what comes for those dogs to find out what happens when we bite. It's back.
My mother wanted me to be a farmer, but I get my hands dirty in other ways.
Well, here we all are then. Listen up, lads. I've called us together for a reason. The dogs hit us hard last time, coming right to the centre of our turf. Well, I didn't want no rash response, but now our heads have cooled, it's time we looked at how to bite back. The dogs are trying to get the nuclear reactor on their turf up and running. We've got to win this war before that can happen. That reactor could produce double the power Battersea can. The gentry would have the Tommies in their gaff in seconds. They'd be untouchable. So now's the time to strike, and strike hard. And we've got us some extra help now. The lab rat we found down bridge is moving up in the world. This wayfarer is now a vagabond.
Nice one.
Good work, mate.
Get in.
You've had a taste of Syndicate blood, wayfarer. I'm hoping you're hungry for more. We're moving to a new phase in the war, one that's going to see us much more active, and I want you as our new commando. You think this is some sort of joke? Wipe that fucking smirk from your face before I take it off with a lead pipe. We're talking serious fucking business here. Don't you give me no shit or I'll turn you into fucking fertilizer. You hear? You've shown you're good on your feet in a tight spot, and you've shown you can carry out raids in enemy territory. And you can keep yourself alive doing so. That's exactly what we need for some new, aggressive assaults on the Syndicate. I'm giving the orders here. That's all you need to know. That's what I've got the lads here for. Chill, bullet tooth, shrapnel. I told you all I want new plans for how we can do some proper damage to the dogs. And new blood here is going to be our point person. What you got for me?
I've got an easy aspiration, boss. I say we take down the dredge.
The Mudshoot prison boat? What do you mean, take it down?
We crack it open and steal the yoke. There's a bunch of our blokes in there. Lab rat here can sneak in, let everyone out, then set a few well-placed bombs to sink the whole damn place.
I ever tell you you're a fucking lunatic, Johnny?
You've mentioned it a few times, boss. But, what exactly is it about this that seems so mad?
The dredge is guarded to the tits. You couldn't sneak a gnat's fart in there. And what's the good in blowing it up? Syndicates have been trying to call us terrorists ever since we broke out that friend of Yvette's. If we bomb a prison, they'll just use that as propaganda against us.
Not everyone's fond of prisons, gone, and our lot in there have some grit in a fight. Would be nice to have them back in our numbers rather than rotting in the clink.
There's some logic in your lunacy, Shrapnel. We could do with more hands, and it would stick it to the dogs if we break our boys out of the dredge. All right, tell our chum your plan, then.
Syndicate's biggest and vilest prison. It's an old warship floating off the south end of Millwall. Its proper name is Mudshoot Prison, but everyone calls it the Dredge. The gentry send the debtors and persons non grata to rot there. The dogs also have a special block for vagabonds they capture. The Dredge has a reputation for people only getting out as dog food. And there's worse what happens inside. Torture, experiments, abuse. It's fucking hell. Too right. The world would be a better place without it. There's a gangplank from the shore near the front, and there's groups of guards patrolling all the time there. It's pretty tight, like the boss said. No one's ever gotten in by brute force. But a lone nutter, being all sneaky like, I reckon it could work if you're clever. You'll want to go at night, of course. Less patrols then. The door on the ship is locked, but it's not fancy if you know your way around some tumblers. Or you could try loot a key from the guard patrol, whilst not summoning all of Gehenna upon you. Should all be pretty easy in theory, right?
This is fucking madness, Johnny. Wayfarer, you feel up to this?
If things go tits up, then scram and come back when it's all settled. Don't try to just force your way in. You'll raise too much hell. Our vagabonds are kept in a block near the front, but you'll have to take down the security system before you spring them. The cells themselves are unlocked from the warden's office down the back of the ship. There's a bigger block in the middle you can open the same way, full of the gentry's convicts. It would be good to set the whole place free.
And have them all shot as soon as they try to leave. Our boys can handle themselves, but the other numpties will just get slaughtered or recaptured and we'll get the blame for it.
Maybe our nutter here could help take out some of the enforcers. No one deserves to rot in that place. And if we get the other prisoners out, we're free to set the bombs and do some permanent fucking damage.
Or end up with everyone sandwiched between explosions and syndicate enforcers. It would be a clusterfuck, Johnny. Let's just focus on getting our own lot out. Them others aren't our problem.
But the dredge, maybe it's too hard, but damn, I'd love to see that hellhole sink. Fan-fucking-tastic. Here, 3 bombs is enough to sink the ship if you get the chance to use them. They'll need placing around the lower deck. Once they're set, you'll need a scarper. Quick. Good luck, mate.
If you hang around, nod. You need the
All right,
numbers.
gents. So tell me, what does the Syndicate have in abundance that we don't?
Webbed toes.
Herpes.
Literally everything.
No. I mean, yeah, probably. But I'm thinking of one thing in particular. Supplies. While we're choking down squirrel stew and using rock gut whiskey to treat anything from the flu to a bullet in the head, the IODS has enough food and medicine to supply both them and the whole of Westminster. I feel it's high time we alleviate them of some of that excess and put ourselves in a position to succeed. After all, health is wealth.
So what are you suggesting we do about it? And if you say a train robbery again, I swear to God.
Well, now, just hear me out. There's a train that makes up a third of the Syndicate supply line, and...
Oh, for fuck's sake, Winston. You've been reading your bloody spy comic books again. You're not 006 or whatever. Give it a rest.
Well, it's 005 actually, and what I read in my spare time has nothing to do with this. I really don't see what your issue is anyway. They have supplies. They transport them via train. We rob the train. It's simple.
It's not bloody simple. It's never bloody simple. There are far too many variables at play in a job like that. We broke even by the skin of our bollocks on the supply run to the lab, and you want to up the ante? Not a chance. Out of the question.
That's just it though, innit? You're looking at the ones and zeros of the returns from the lab. But the real intangible score of that job run is staring us right in the bloody face.
What are you on about? What, the Wayfarer? Not a bad point. Alright, fine. Here's what we'll do. Let's send the Wayfarer to strap on a tux and play international spy. And if they don't come back, we're only back to net zero on that lab run. Happy?
Seems like the more people we send, the better chance of success we'd have. But, yeah, sure. I'll take what I can get.
Good. You should be thanking me for even agreeing to that. The stakes of a job like this are still sky high, seeing as if the Wayfarer fucks this up, the heat comes down on our heads like a redcoat's deli belly. You hear that, Wayfarer? If you muck this up and get yourself killed, I'll find you in the afterlife and shit down your throat for the rest of eternity.
Excellent. So the train passes through Poplar Station. That's where you'll be heading first. The station is a syndicate outpost, so you'll most likely have to put down some dogs to get to the control room. Once you're there, all you have to do is switch the train's route to Canning Town Station. Hop aboard, and Bob's your uncle, you're done. We'll be waiting in Canning Town to unload the supplies. Easy peasy.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be just that simple. What could go wrong? It's only the Syndicate's most important and highly guarded assets we're talking about. So in case it's not the sunny stroll in the park that Winston is presenting it as, take these explosives. If we can't have those supplies, nobody can. Get me? If things start going south, blow that train to Kingdom Come. Even if we come away empty-handed, at least we'll muck up the Syndicate's main supply lines.
But securing those supplies is still the main objective, so don't go blowing them up for the hell of it. Any questions? The fat cats of the gentry struck a bit of a deal with the mangy mutts of the Isle a while back. In exchange for guns, slave labour, tickets, and a promise not to kick down their doors in the middle of the night, the Syndicate supplies Her Majesty and the Distinguished Royal Court with food, medicine, and other essentials. But it's no secret that there's very little love lost between the lot. All it might take to get the gentry to double back on their little deal is a slight rock of the old boat, if you catch my drift. Something like a dashing rogue agent with a license to kill, intercepting their supply run, for instance. I don't know for sure, but there's a scene in Radfinger where 005 boards a moving train to neutralise an A-bomb somewhere in the Swiss Alps. If that's even loosely based on reality, then I'd expect heavily armed goons everywhere. Maybe some bookish scientists in lab coats. And I wouldn't count on the possibility of a few trained martial artists either. They'll attack you on sight, so your best bet is to go in stealth and kill them one by one, preferably with a silenced pistol. Medicine, wool, other finished goods and the like. But most importantly, anything you've been craving while licking the lid of a tin of dog food, they've got it in that train. Bangers and mash, eggs and rashers, proper baked beans, fish and chips, steaks as thick as a phone book. They've got it all. You pull this job off, and we'll quite literally be eating like royalty. Good luck, mate. The lads will see you in Canning Town. Quick, take this before Gaunt sees.
Christ. This is such a mistake.
My mother wanted me to be a farmer. I get my hands dirty in other ways.
Guns is what we need, boss. Syndicate always have more than us. Way more. We can't win a war without enough weapons. Syndicate get regular supplies from the gentry factories. I know of a depot they run in a warehouse by West India Quay. I say we break in there and clean it out.
You must be joking. Security will be tighter than a rat's arse there. I'd have to send a whole team in to get more than a handful of guns. It's too dicey by half.
I know a gal that might be able to help us. An old, associate. She could find a way past the systems there, at least long enough to shift some crates out. We just need someone to break in and open the loading bay from the inside.
No, this is just stupid. Get your fucking brain in gear. I want to hurt the dogs, not do some petty theft. Anything we nick, they just replace in a week. We'd be better off burning the place down. Destroy whatever's there, fancy security and all, and fuck up their supply operations for months. Wouldn't even take much explosives to fry a weapons dump.
You're cool, boss. But there's bound to be some lovely gear in there. Would be a crying shame to see it all go to waste. If we're burning a place down, then there's no harm in nabbing some guns whilst we're at it, is there?
Okay, sure, but that's just some frosting. The real aim here is to fuck over the syndicate. You been paying attention, Wayfarer? Good. Take these charges. Find a way into this warehouse and set them somewhere that'll cook extra crisp.
And take this old card of mine and go see Frosty Valentina. She runs a bakery these days near Millwall High Street. She should recognise the card from our old days. I'd go see her myself, but the syndicate sniffers would kill me on sight. Tell her what you're about, and she can sort you with something to bypass the security systems.
Waste of time. We don't need this Millwall bint.
Hey, no need to talk about Valentina like that.
Fine. I just want the fucking job done. No distractions.
My mother wanted me to be a farmer, but I get my hands dirty.
Hello, sugar. Can I interest you in some lovely ass buns? Or maybe you prefer a frosted finger? You are a saucy one. But I'm sure you came here to do more than just grease my tin. What do you fancy? Hello, sugar. Can I interest you in some lovely ass buns? Or maybe you prefer a frosted finger? But I don't know anyone called... Oh, it's Tony? Tony the tall man. Bless my Gideon, I've not heard from him in donkeys. Oh, we've had some history, I'll tell you that. What does that old devil want all of a sudden? In one sense of the word, more of a insecurity expert, shall we say. I always liked to tinker. I could never stand being told no, not by man or machine. I would always find a way to turn that no into a yes. But that was a long time ago. The only thing I crack these days is eggs. Oh, we go way back, dear. We met when I was cracking into his, well, maybe best not to get into that. He had such a reputation, did Tony. Always the best tools for the job. And so good with his hands, too. Those days are far behind me, dearie. But if Tony sent you, I guess I can help. I don't have the right components just lying around, mind. Let's see. I need you to fetch me some copper, a set of circuitry, and a bit of plastic. Then I'll see what I can cobble together. Ever so compliant, aren't ya? Well, run along then, pup. Back so soon? How's the search? Oh, lovely. Come down my back passage, love, and I'll see how I can fix you up. Show us your bits. I used to work a lot with Tony on cracking syndicate systems, so I know how to get my fingers cleanly up a dog's back doors, as they say. But I don't have all the crafts I used to, so this will have to do for you. This card will get you through the electronic lock on the outside of the building and should put the security system into maintenance mode for a few minutes. It won't open any internal locks though, and if you trip any other alarms, then the security will reset. So watch where you put your bum about. Good luck with this, sugar. And if you see Tony, do tell him to come visit sometime. I wouldn't mind having my hands on his tools again, if you know what I mean.
So, companion, what are your thoughts on our relationship? You're a funny one, follower. You know, most people get sick of me by now. I've tried being with gangs and cam heads and all sorts, but I never really fitted in. You seem to accept me, though. It's nice. Sure I was. I mean, aren't most people at some point? Unless you're gentry scum or a suck-up Tommy, it's not easy to survive otherwise. I've been in and out of a few different groups, but I was never good at following rules and respecting hierarchies and all that nonsense. I work better following my own rules. Yeah, those weren't the best of times. But this city grinds you down, you know. The gentry sit on top, squeezing down on everyone underneath. If you don't want to be a productive member of the serving class, you have two options. Fight back, or look for escape. And a shot of Hero sure gives some lovely escape. Not seriously. Now and then I try some new things. I've heard of people seeing other realms and speaking to mystic beings when on the right cams. I've always wanted a taste of that. But these days I mostly get a dodgy stomach and trouble sleeping. Oh, you know, the usual. Shut your trap, Kira. Do what you're told, girl. You're a useless fucking mental bitch. That sort of thing. What was it the old master said to my dad before they sent me away? That girl is positively unhinged. These fits of hers are utterly deranged. If she has one more episode, I shall have her caned and sold as chattel. Tosspot. That's what we called the head of the house. I used to live in a big country manor out east. My mum was the maid and my dad worked the grounds. Upstairs were a bunch of toffs who owned the place. Pretty much owned us. My mum brought me up as a serving girl. I fucking hated it. Every sneer, every mockery, every beating. I remember it all. Scumbag gentry think they deserve to rule over everyone because they were born with a silver spoon rammed up their ass. I wish I'd burned the place to the ground before I'd left. Easy. I was forcibly ejected. After the tosspot made his speech, I went around smashing every valuable piece of china in the building. One of my little fits. So they beat me blue and shipped me off to London, aged 14, to slave in an Isle of Dogs workhouse. Said it was for my own good. That place was hell. Worse than anything I can describe. But I escaped my cage. Lived on the streets for a while, till I eventually found my feet and started to make my own life. And that, dear friend, is the tragic backstory of Kira the Treasure Hunter. It's funny, you know. I always imagined it in comic book form. The brave young Kira, repressed by the world before breaking free. But when I say it all out loud, it just feels sad. Hell no. I'd probably be shot on sight. But maybe one day, I can go take my family out of there. Once real fame and fortune come my way, I can go back and buy the manor myself. Turn old Tosspot out on his ear and let my parents own the estate. Ha! But it's just a dream, Kara. Just a dream. Hey, don't be sorry. What happened to your comedic support? You're supposed to cheer me up at times like this. But I have to admit, I've never told this stuff to anyone before. I've never felt able. Thanks for listening. You're a good friend. How can I help? All right then.
Fucked yourself now, mate. Boy, I'll get you for that. Ooh.
I know.
Okay.
Stop something,
that, you prick. No. Not here.
Try to cure the invincible. Please, please.
Some people just need a slap, don't they, mate?
Settles that.
Not here. How'd you like that?
Oi, oi. Looking for you, mate. Get you for that, you prick. No. Not. Not here.
Some people just need a slap. Oh, look at
Stop being shot. No. Not here.
Who do you think you're messing with, huh?
yourself first, Blackie. You're enough. No problem. Sure. Good. Did you hear that? Victory is ours. Don't let them befuddle you, follower. Ha! Got you. Good work, sidekick.
Who's there?
No! Piss off, you little pipsqueak.
You hear something?
No. There!
How'd you like that?
Fuck yourself now, man.
Not here.
Things to waste ammo on. Hit lolly can't fool me. Good thing you got me around. He's got you. You see that, follower? That's how it's Come on, you're not fooling me. You'd better have some goodies to make this worthwhile. My flunky is going to mess you up.
Yourself now, mate.
Well done, companion. They won't forget us in a hurry.
Careful where you tread, or you'll give me a reason to have fun.
Quick, get them!
I could see her. I could see my mum.
King have it! I haven't... Just die already!
I'll knock you out.
Come out!
Not here.
Tougher rat. Where are you hiding? What are you hiding? We get back to some decent sized losers.
You hear something?
Stop being annoying. Where you at?
Finally, some peace. Come, comrade.
Blimey, we're in a right mess, we are. Fingers crossed you can lend a hand.
Nick pick. Sidekick.
Absolutely gasping for it.
What the?
Can everyone stop getting
Good thing you've got me around to direct you.
They know better than to mess with the dogs. You get bit. Come here, you
You're not alone.
Stop getting shot!
You've got to have some goodies to make this worthwhile.
Shut it!
Done, companion. They won't forget us.
Thanks for letting us out, Gov. What's the plan? On it. Fucking freedom, lads. Let's go.
I say, who are you? Are you letting us go? Thank goodness. It is most repugnant in here, and I'm sure we'd all be jolly pleased to leave it behind. I managed to upset someone of power and privilege. One mustn't complain, though. It is an honor to suffer for one's moral duty. I'd rather like to get out and upset them more. You're hardly going to take a little army out on your own, are you? Listen, dear. There's an armory at the back, but it's guarded by the warden's watchdog. If you can jig it open, we'll have enough weapons to mind ourselves. Stay in this rotten cell? Goodness, there's a canteen across the corridor, and I haven't had a cup of tea in days. We'll meet you there in a jiffy. Ah, you're back. Are we ready to pop out? As you will. But don't dally too long. This tea is dreadful.
You've got to slap. No!
Strip 'em bare.
Hey.
Bloody bugger, is it?
Take that, you numpty. Everyone stop getting shot.
Team FOLON, come in. I'm gonna give you one.
Everyone stop getting shot!
Ah, you're back. Are we ready to pop out? Jolly good. Tea break's over, chaps. To freedom.
Step right up. Take a look. Take a look. Farewell.
Yeah.
My shoulder is killing me.
Hold it right there. We advise immediate evacuation of the area.
Going down. Going down.
Roads are chocker, tubes are fucked. I'd sack it off if I was you.
Do you fancy yourself to be Norman Foster?
Well done, mate. We'll take it from here. Head back to the Swan. Winston and Gorn want to have a chat.
Well, well, the hero returns. The boys came back a while ago, told me you did a fine job, and they nabbed a good haul too. The old gang's gonna be better equipped now. I owe you a pint for this, mate.
Enough of that. I want a proper debrief. Tell it from the start.
Oh, how's she holding up? Oh, she is a cheeky one. Well, well, if things settle down a bit, it would be nice to pay her a visit.
This is making me fucking sick. And you could forget about things settling down. That's the opposite of what's going to happen. But never mind that. You got into the warehouse then?
Very nice. You done well. These supplies are going to make a big difference, believe me. I'm well chuffed.
Listen to you two mugs, clapping yourselves on the back over nothing. The Syndicate still stands. A couple of crates of guns won't bother them. We've risked a lot for pittance here. Pathetic. What, two groups of enforcers on top of you and you just waltz back in all alone to blow things up?
Gordon fucking Bennett. That's some moxie you got there, mate.
I'll say. Bloody amazing. Well, I'm glad you're on our side. I wouldn't want to go up against someone as fucking mad as that.
Something like this deserves a special reward. Here, have this, pal. It's that laser rifle I showed you earlier. I've been tinkering away at it, and she's a right daisy now. I hope it serves you well.
Right. Well, that's a happy ending and a half. Now, what's next?
You beautiful bastard. We did it. Look at this score. I knew you'd come through. Gort may have doubted you, but I knew. I could tell you were the type of shit-kicking outlaw that could roll into town and take control of the situation. How was it? Did you throw anyone off the train? God, I wish I could have been there. Sounds exhilarating. You'll have to spill the details over a vodka martini sometime. It must have been such a thrill. I can only imagine. Anyway, thanks a million for pulling this off. You have no idea how helpful these supplies will be. I'll be able to start up a makeshift hospital for our injured, assign someone to be a full-time chef, get people repairing clothing. This stuff's a complete game changer.
Yeah, well done, mate. No doubt these supplies will help us out for the time being. However, you didn't disrupt the supply line between the Dogs and Westminster like I asked. Another train full of supplies will leave Poplar Station tomorrow like nothing ever happened.
If disrupting the supply line was that important to you, why didn't you just come right out and say so from the beginning? What are you not telling us?
When I need you to know something, you'll know it. Until then, don't even think about questioning me or my motives. Besides, you should be thanking me. You got your shipment of toys to play with because I gave the bloody order. Seems to me like you've got a lot of work to do. Better get to it.
Yeah, well, fair play, I suppose. There's a lot to do, and the sooner I get to it, the better off we'll be to execute whatever cryptic plan you're running. Thanks again, Wayfarer. Here, take this for your trouble. Patch yourself up.
You're back. So, what happened? Get in, that's bloody brilliant. You have to tell me, how big was the explosion? How fast did the dredge sink? Did you see the hull ripped open?
You fucking plonkers. Don't you see what that means? The Syndicate are going to spin this as vagabond terrorism. How many of those other prisoners sank with the ship? Their blood's on us now.
Hear that, boss? The dredge is dead and we're the heroes. That'll raise our reputation through the roof.
Not fucking bad. The Syndicate will be seething about this. You've turned a shit show into something salvageable. I'm impressed.
I'll say. Here, Dredge Slayer. Take these. It's good to have a comrade that shares my love of blowing shit up.
Well, onwards and upwards. What's next? Let's take a breather, lads. Wayfarer, come back in a few days. I need some time to think. If you hang around, wouldn't hurt none. We need the numbers.